Hello, I'm your host, Dilbar Shatterson, and this is US Tzu Chi 360. Welcome to part 2 of our profile of the Hampi Campus Summer Program in Hunters Point, California. Of course, successfully working with large groups of kids is a task that's a lot easier said than done. And while sweet rewards like candy or stickers can be effective in engaging energetic groups, Tzu Chi volunteer and Happy Campus founder Roxanne Buckwitz discovered the hidden power of a surprising and much saltier alternative to help keep her students focused. And this focus is exactly what she diverts toward their lessons in Mandarin Chinese, where students practice everyday vocabulary and simple phrases with the aid of volunteer instructors. American writer Rita Mae Brown once said, "Language is the roadmap of a culture. It tells you where its people come from and where they are going." And indeed, in maneuvering through Chinese 101, we'll see how the students at Hunters Point learn more than just a few words and satisfy their munchies in the process.
Tzu Chi volunteers have worked on outreach in Melcon Elementary School for 3 years. In the beginning of these years, we can see these children had a lot of issues in their behaviors.
非常非常的散乱呐。
During the 3 years of our journey, we have witnessed significant changes among those students. When we first went into the school, we asked as second graders, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And the kid looked at us and he said, "I want to be a Robert." And we look at him like, "Oh, no, you don't want to do that."
I understood that these children came from impoverished families. So, if they don't get proper education since young, the vicious cycle of poverty will continue.
For the past 3 summers, the students have been learning Mandarin, and then they've carried it over to the school year, and then they continue the following summer.
We need to let these children know that there are other countries, other cultures, and languages out there.
You know, everybody is on this planet together, and it expands their learning. They get to speak another language, they get to think in another language.
We started teaching 近似 aphorism in this summer.
Okay, this is harder, okay?
So the second half of the class main things was, practice writing the Chinese 近似语，爱护身边物，惜福且知足。To cherish what you have and to be thankful and graceful.
Makes me feel like I'm in a different language, and it makes me feel good.
But now, we practice a lot of activities in the classroom. We taught them a lot about what they should think, and we taught them how to write, how to read.
In general education, they can get the knowledge about science, math, English, and everything else. But Happy Campus is mainly, educating their heart and their mind.
During the 6 weeks, we taught them 6 Jingsi aphorisms. If they even remember one of them, they will benefit from that saying their whole life.
Overcome difficulties not to be overcome by them.
They're very isolated because they have never seen outside of Hunters Point. One day that I was eating my lunch with seaweed and then putting that into a rice, and one kid just looked at me and said, "What's that?" And I say, "Oh, it's called seaweed." And they look at me and say, "Can I try it?" And I say, "Okay, you can try it." And the girl had just one bite. Said, "Oh my God, I love that. If you want one more piece, and let's finish this homework." And she did it. I was shocked.
The children grew to love the seaweed snack. Once we visited a kid's house, it was his birthday that day, and we asked him what is the gift he wants the most.
To get for your birthday gift. How many do you want?
1,000.
1,000. Realize that seaweed has some kind of a special power that from the kids' perspective, it's always like magic.
It's very effective. Even their parents love eating it.
连他们家长都喜欢吃。
I like seaweed.
I know, I see. Ready? Mmm.
Seaweed.
I like seaweed.
I
Thank you.
You love seaweed?
You like it?
Yeah, you like it? Good.
What it tastes like?
Sushi, can I get some seaweed?
No more seaweed. You've got to store tomorrow with even more.
Sushi, can I get some seaweed?
I'll give you seaweed too. I'll tell you how much I want to get. No, I'll give you a whole pack.
We're starting to do the seaweed point.
那我们会在它桌
We will draw a line on their desk
一条
for
线，
each point they earned.
两条线就是2个 point。
That if you can turn your homework and then you get 3 points, and then if you do additional, you get 5 points. So kids they accepted that, so willingly.
Once they earn 10 points, they get a pack of seaweed.
During lunch break, then they can actually get a pack of seaweed.
They'll get seaweed points recorded in these stamp books. And if they get 10 points, they get a pack of seaweed as a reward.
谢谢老师。
不客气。
谢谢老师。谢谢老师。
谢谢老师。谢谢老师。谢谢老师。谢谢。
For 1 pack of seaweed, they need to be well-behaved, do good deeds, and speak nicely.
讲好话. And we realize that we have something that's really powerful.
All those kids, they can send out their names, and then they can write down something like 1 to 100, like those stuff. And they can also do the timetable.
1加5等于6 1加6等于7
Friend is 朋友，朋友，朋友，朋友。
Mother is 妈妈，妈妈，妈妈，妈妈。
Father is 爸爸。
小朋友好，老师好，老师好。1、2、3，
1、2、3，
4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
吃要发好言，5要做好事。
Yes, I enjoy school because they teach us new stuff. I can teach Chinese stuff when I grow up to teach other people. And I like when they come on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They should be coming out every day.
We brought in college students, especially our Tzu Chis, to be mentors. Many of those students have never seen college students in their community. We're able to connect the students and the Tzu Chi together.
Jabori, thank you for volunteering yourself to sit up here.
I love kids. I'm a teacher myself. So this program is particularly attracted me.
Every time we come to school, the kids were really happy to see us. Since I don't have any siblings, they're just I don't know, I see them as my little brother or sister.
So the YMCA, with the help of Tzu Chi, has set up a tutoring for us this summer, and it's a free program.
If we can have Tzu Chi volunteers adopt one child, you have more in-depth influence for the students there. We also need outside community members. Panda Express, they come in and they become great mentors.
The time I spend at Malcolm X is on Friday, and I will also spend a half an hour with my mentee. What the kids really need is someone being there with them, not just coming in and drop off a donation. What I believe in is I'll start with myself. Committing 1 day a week is something that I'm rolling my team to step up to do. Yeah, but I'm going to start with myself.
One of the Happy Campus students you just saw, Safarani, hits the dot right on the nose when she quotes the Jingsa aphorism by Dharma Master Zheng Yin that goes, "We need to overcome difficulties, not be overcome by them." From her statement, it's clear that Tzu Chi volunteers have overcome many barriers in their outreach to the community in Hunters Point. Nevertheless, an important question springs forward as a result. Why teach Chinese language and Chinese culture to this group of children? According to Shaping San Francisco's digital archive at Found SF, Hunters Point was home to over 10 fishing companies run by Chinese immigrants from as early as the 1920s. Though there are almost no traces of these businesses left in Hunters Point, this means that the area has specifically had historical ties with the Chinese community, which has an even longer standing reputation in San Francisco. In fact, because of the economic history with China, The Global Cities Initiative calls the city an American gateway to Asia. So in an effort to promote cross-cultural education, let's take a look at how the Tzu Chi volunteers take the students to experience all new sights, sounds, smells, and tastes through their own gateway to San Francisco's Chinatown.
And many of them have never been outside of that living environment. We'll get into the field trip to Chinatown.
And this was their first trip outside of the school to Chinatown to actually utilize their Mandarin skills.
Very good. We thought it was really good to really connect what they're learning in the language to daily life.
Jaden, go over there.
All right, make sure you're having a great time and to learn a lot about what you're studying with Mandarin right now, okay? Number 1 rule, be safe. Number 2 rule, have fun.
99% of the students have never been to Chinatown. So the 3 stops they will have in Chinatown. One is the Chinese History Museum. It talks about history of coming to this new country. And the second one is the fortune cookie factory, so they can relate to how fortune cookies are made. And the third stop is Gold Mountain Temple, so they can understand the Buddhist temple, how it's been set up. For the kids to really understand the world that outside of their family and the school, in fact, is very beautiful.
I'm looking forward to have some fun.
This is my first time in Chinatown, and it's really awesome. It's really awesome. I will be back next weekend with my family.
This is my first time in Chinatown. The scenery is like hectic because, man, there's people everywhere, the way they cross the streets, covering.
So one thing great about Chinatown is a lot of window shopping. So the kids were fascinated walking by different shops, seeing the different things.
It's good.
Yeah. Until we can.
This is good overall, and the kids are having a great time, so I'm having a great time.
They see Chinese people, they are curious about the food, about all the alleyways. Also, they were like, are all Chinese people live in Chinatown? So they have this kind of curious question. So
because of a lot of mentors are going, and mentorship is very, very critical to kids' success in their life. And they don't have a constant adult who will give them guidance. Kimaya, who's from the homeless family, and Helen, who's a Panda Express executive. And, you know, they just clicked right away.
She's my new mentee, so it was great that I got to get to know her. I think it was her first time in Chinatown, and with her, it's really cute. You know, Chinatown is quite busy and packed, so every time when we cross the street, she would just jump up, so I would have to hold her to cross the street. So it was just cute, like, to see how happy she was and how fascinated she was.
I like to be carried by Miss Haley.
Girl, you're just a mess.
It's a really loving relationship, like adopted family members together. Introduce them to fortune cookie because everybody knows fortune cookies.
For them to be so small and be in that area for so long and make good cookies, oh my goodness.
Because it's a thing, it's a big circle thing, and then they do it with those handles, and then they bend them like fortune cookies, and they put fortunes in there.
The fortune cookie was sweet. It go around and round in circles to go to the other person, and they a good smell by the cookie factory.
And the kids really enjoy, I don't know if they enjoy the process of making cookie or the cookie itself. So I think it was more the cookie itself.
We should have done this a long time ago.
So we visited Gold Mountain Temple in Chinatown. The kids had no idea about what temple really means to them.
Because we did the Dharma boat presentation and told them about Venerable Monk Jianzhen, who went to Japan and founded temples, So we wanted to show the kids what a temple is.
They was teaching us about a temple where Master Jin Jin prayed and stuff with his 4 students.
Did you enjoy seeing another culture?
We saw the picture of Jin Jin. I liked about it because it's more quiet and it's peaceful.
Their understanding of the cultural diversity, of religion diversity, and it's what I want to bring to them.
Thank you for coming.
So there's a Chinese history museum in Chinatown, and it shows, in fact, the Chinese immigrant came to this country very similar to African American immigrant, so they could relate to them.
What the children are wearing at that time, look at the picture. They're wearing kind of pants like this.
Surprisingly, they are quiet, they are curious, and they are learning.
Chinatown was great, and the most favorite part was the temple. The fortune cookie. Yeah. The fortune cookie. The fortune factory. The fortune cookie is good. And out to what's that, the Buddha?
It's a nice integrated approach Thai will into our field trip. Enjoy the entire trip, not to mention that they have their loving mentors with them. And then the last of the field trip is going to Tzu Chi Foundation. So they could see the Tzu Chi Foundation is very different from the temple, but we have a lot of volunteers there. They offer love and care to them.
Great trip, and I think that should be one trip that should be mandatory for all schools. Yes, for all schools.
The summer camp has 5 weeks, and it's going to end this Thursday. And every summer camp, we have a final performance. So our final performance will be a vow to action.
Hi. You guys excited?
Yeah.
And they are going to formally and with a very sincere mind present to you the flower exhibition. Please welcome our flower arrangement class. And they hope to share with you what they have learned for the past 6 weeks in the Happy Campus Summer Camp here at Malcolm X. Our parents, pray for our humanity. Deep flower arrangement class, give it up.
Happy campus, and in the future I hope I come back. Mandarin people in Roxanne, and they put together nice classes, and we all enjoy.
We also would like to welcome all of our Mandarin class students to come up and perform a very special segment called the Master Jianzhen Boat.
I thought this was going to be easy, like when we taught sign language before. But I was like, how did this happen? This is not what I expected after the first lesson.
怎么是这样子？这样。
3 points for 3 points. 1 to practice final time. You are good. You get your CV back.
3次4次。
After 3 or 4 rehearsals, we felt confident and they did a great job.
对，还不错，就是这样。
And in fact, our volunteers feel really good. The journey, we continue helping out the students, strengthening our relationship with the community.
Thank you very much for your wonderful performance of the Dharma boat.
You can see how education really takes time to shape an entire generation. We hope that after 5-10 years, these children will grow to be solid seeds of kindness, and Hunter Point will be a forest of Bodhi.
And I'll be happy when the Tzu Chi Foundation come, because when they come, they give you lots of treats, and give you hugs, and And I love Tzu Chi.
They always giving us treats, and they always keeping us safe.
They be nice to me and stuff. That's why I like them. They are so beautiful. I love. They're very careful and loving, and they're good people.
This summer will conclude the 3rd year's journey and partnership we have with Malcolm X.
The addition of one good person means one less bad person in society, so we hope they will be diligent and committed in their studies.
Continue doing your good work. I can't thank you guys enough.
What I like to be when I grow up is a volleyball player.
When I grow up, I like bringing treats to kids that listen.
What do you want to be when you grow up? FBI agent.
I want to stay in school and so I can have a great education. When I grow up, I want to be a doctor because I want to help people.
I want to be a leader of something. When I grow up, I would like to be a lawyer.
I'll be like a painter. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a firefighter, a doctor, and a cheerleader. When I grow up, I want to be a cheerleader.
I'm gonna be a doctor, but first I gotta go to college and get my education.
And after I graduate, I want to be a policeman.
I want to be a police officer because I want to get the bad guys.
When I grow up, I want to open a restaurant and feed people.
I want to be a doctor and study in school.
I want to grow up and help homeless people.
Like learn how people get hurt, fix them.
I want to be a doctor when I grow up because we need to help each other and help out the group. So if somebody hurt, you can go to a group and help them so they won't go dead.
Then you say, yeah, I want to be a good doctor. I said, what do you mean a good doctor? He said, well, a good doctor means that free service to people that need your help. I said, oh, so you're going to charge me when I go see you, Dr. King? And then he looked at me and he said, yeah, the one seaweed we pack. And I said, really? And then he said, oh, no, you are part of a Chinese. Well, Chinese is always free because you have helped us.
Through their partnership with the Malcolm X Academy, local YMCA, and Panda Express, the Happy Campus program has now become an integral part of summer classes in Hunters Point, California. Their purpose, helped in part by the green chips of the sea, is to give the children a glimpse of the world outside of their town and to inspire the rewards of reaching out to others, a core characteristic of the Tzu Chi philosophy. As a result, we wish the Malcolm X Academy, Roxanne Buckwitz, and her team of Tzu Chi volunteers much luck in helping the children we met in Hunters Point become police officers, become doctors, become leaders of something someday. Thank you for joining us in our 2-part series on the Happy Campus. I'll see you next week when our team catches up with Margaret Brower, who helps us deconstruct what it really means to be the caretaker of a loved one. I'm Dilbar Shatterson, and I'll see you next time.